The second theory that I want to challenge is feminism. Now, I know that this might lead to you just turning away and closing the video, and it might lead you to resist what I'm going to say. But we have to admit that feminism isn't working, not to the degree that we thought it would work. And if you look at feminists, are they happy? Are they fulfilled? Are they healed? Or when you speak to feminists, do they speak from trauma? Do they speak from anger and resentment and hatred? And whenever you're in a state of hatred and envy, you're not coming from a healed version of yourself. You're reacting to your trigger, and your trigger is a man. And men are part of society, whether we like it or not. We can't get rid of them, and we need them. We need fathers, we need brothers, we need sons, we have children that are boys, we need men to procreate, so we can't get rid of them. And so coming from hatred does nothing except release your anger. It doesn't really do anything else. It's just a form of release. If you want to address oppression and patriarchy, is the solution to that hating men? Another question that I want to pose is, if you want to dismantle systematic racism, is your solution to hate white people or the people that are in power? Is your solution to hatred, to perpetuate hatred of white people and to promote the superiority of yourself over another group, over another race? Because if you look at feminism, what it does is it perpetuates hatred of the group that is oppressing, and it encourages the superiority of yourself over that group. And that's not equality. And that's not how we're going to create functioning relationships with one another. It teaches you hatred of femininity. So you hate who you are, you hate your femininity, and you should adopt masculinity. And men should reject their masculinity and they should be more feminine and adopt femininity. If masculinity is the problem and is the core, is the root of evil and abuse, why are we then adopting that trait? If that is the claim and if that is the assumption, then that would mean that we're going to create a society of abusive women in the future, because masculinity is abusive. And what we do have now is a lot of women that are abusive. And the solution to dismantling patriarchy is to become men. That is the solution that's offered. We need to become like the perpetrator. To empower women, that is just going to create women that are perpetrators. The other thing is it creates a self-hatred of yourself. If you are born a woman and you're taught to hate womanhood, to hate anything that intrinsically makes you a woman, that makes you biologically a woman, it creates self-hatred and it creates a discomfort with femininity. It creates a discomfort with who you really are. And you can't help yourself. You didn't decide to be born a woman. You didn't decide to be born a man. That happened. In the same way, I didn't decide to be Asian. I didn't decide to be brown. I didn't decide to be black. I didn't decide to be white. If I had the decision, I would like to be white. Why wouldn't I want to be someone who is a powerful group, who's from the powerful, privileged group? I would, but the solution to oppression and the solution to abuse is not to become like the abuser. The solution to dismantling patriarchy or dismantling racism is not to then become and change and alter yourself physically and biologically to be the other person, to be the perpetrator. It seems ridiculous when I bring race into it. When I tell you that, is the solution to racism me becoming or identifying and encouraging whiteness within me? No, because then I'm agreeing to it. I'm becoming part of the oppression. I didn't help the others who might be affected by it, but I just got myself into the group. I just wanted to pass into the privileged group. So it doesn't really provide any solutions to oppression or to patriarchy. It just creates self-hatred and it creates compassionless women, because men are less empathetic, men have less compassion. So now when we imitate men and we pursue and compete with what men have and how men are, we're encouraging ourselves to become less compassionate and less empathetic. The other thing is, it doesn't honor women. Women are not honored. Men are honored, but women are not honored. Women have characteristics that are honorable, and they have a biology that is honorable. We create life. We unite people. We have empathy. These are honorable traits of women. And what feminism doesn't do is acknowledge any advantage of being a woman. It only highlights the disadvantages of being a woman. It only talks about, with men, it only talks about the advantages of being men. It doesn't talk about the disadvantages of being men. And there are disadvantages to both, and there are advantages to both. For example, when you look at a child is the most vulnerable group. But does that mean that we should empower children to not be children and to be like adults? Or does that mean that we put protections in place? These are the questions I'm asking, because it's important for us to question ideologies when we see the negative impact of it. Now, in the beginning, when feminism began, we didn't see the full effect of feminism. But now, we live in a time where we can see the full effect of feminism. And we have to admit that some parts of feminism doesn't make sense. The assumptions of feminism doesn't make sense. And neither does it honor women. It only honors men. It only honors the works and achievements of men. But the achievements of women are discredited or dishonored. So what feminism has done, it has destroyed the order and structure of family. We have order and structure in society. We have our roles in society. We have roles when we go to work. We have structure, order, and authority when we go to work. But there is no structure or order when it comes to the family. And that has led to the breakdown of family. So feminism has not only created abusive women, it's also led to the breakdown of family. And family is so vital to the health of society. To have healthy societies, you need to have healthy families. But when you have broken families, you're going to create broken societies.